Yeah. Yes, hi, Grenada, Carrico, Pity Mondig, and the rest of the world. I'd like to welcome you to another Mikey Live program, people. This is where it all happens. And of course, we are back with you for another program. And it's Friday, so we always say we don't plan on keeping you too long on Fridays. We're going to try to make it as snappy as possible. Let's see how far we'll get with that. It's a beautiful day today. It was just a bit hot. As usual, that's like now the new norm. Your car or your thermometers are reading up to 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39 degrees Celsius at midday and beyond that. You know, it's just crazy, man. But anyway, it is what it is. We're going to see how we can cope with that. Now we want to welcome all the folks who are tuned in on Facebook. Thank you for so doing. And don't forget that you need to share the program. It's important that you do. So if you're on Facebook and you have not yet done so, please go ahead and do so. Some people lose their badges when they don't share. Facebook has become really dread where that is concerned. So folks, go ahead and share the program. Those of you who are on YouTube, we want to say a thank you to you for joining us. And for those of you who are on WPG10, that is channels 10 and 11 on cable, we say thank you for that. Of course, channel 10, standard definition, and channel 11, high definition. Again, thank you so much for joining us, folks. What we're going to do right now is take our very first break, and when we return, it's going to be real news in Ole Lili Lolo.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktops, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz-ready finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz, bringing value home.
They're coming from near and far to blaze the gospel in song. Saturday, October 26th, Grenada National Stadium. Get ready to break every chain. Featuring for the first time in Grenada, Grammy Award-winning gospel artist Tasha Cobbs. Live from Jamaica, the sensational Jermaine Edwards. And many more. Tickets on sale now at gotofet.com. Stay tuned to this station for more info.
It's my money.
It's my money.
It's my money, and I need it now.
Grenada, come get your money. Oh, and did I mention 2 cars? Get ready for the massive Cars and Cash Mega Bingo, where you can win 2 sleek Suzuki Swift sports cars plus $40,000 in cash. Wow. It's an event you don't want to miss. Sunday, October 6th at the National Stadium from 5 p.m. Get your tickets for only $60 for 1 or $100 for 2. Just imagine, on Sunday, October 6th, you can walk to the venue and drive away in a Suzuki Swift sports car plus $40,000 in cash at the massive Cars and Cash Mega Bingo. Sponsored by Carol, Glenelg, Mikey Live, GoToVet.com, and Waggity Rentals and Sound Company.
That's my car.
All right, so we want to welcome again everyone tuned into the program. Those of you who are just joining us again, thank you for so doing. Let's get into what's making the news. Now, the Grenada Cooperative League Limited, the GCLL, they will be hosting a youth symposium on Friday, October 4th at the Spice Basket, Bolio, St. George. And that's going to be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. under the theme Youth Entrepreneurship and Innovation, Shaping Tomorrow's Credit Union. 18 to 35-year-old members from the 10 credit unions on Ireland will engage in activities with experts in information technology, leadership and governance, and the credit union movement. The creation of a credit union youth community and an IT network are two main goals of the symposium. Now, interested young persons, you are encouraged to contact your credit unions to register for this event and for further details. All right, potential credit union members interested in participating in the event, you can also contact the league at 440-2903. They say that limited spaces are available, so please check out this one. I thought that that was a very interesting initiative and wanted to share that with you. All right, and just gotta let you know that the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Commerce and okay, no, I think I told you about that last night, right? Yeah, so let's skip that. All right, now Mr. Greg Rollins, he's the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agricultures, that's the IICAS representative in the Eastern Caribbean, ECS, and he foresees that the Maribor Abattoir will contribute to the increased production of livestock here in Grenada. Now, he's on Ireland and he made those statements.
I think the abattoir is in fairly good shape. It is a facility that really would allow for the expansion of the livestock industry here in Grenada. Obviously, there's a need for some work to be done, and this is what ICA is doing. We are working with the government of the Ministry of Agriculture and with other agencies to see how we can help to get the abattoir to a point where it's at, state of the art, but also serve as a basis, most importantly, for the increase in the production of livestock here in Grenada. I think,
and that's very interesting. All right, now Rollins was part of a mission from the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture that visited Grenada from September 11th to the 13th. Now, folks, we're going to tell you more about that later on in the national report. Now, the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development and Religious Affairs hereby reminds the public of the reopening and also the continued closure of some schools which have been under repair. Now, according to the ministry, all major work at the St. Andrew Anglican Secondary School, SAS, has been completed, and that school will reopen as scheduled on Monday, September 16, 2019. However, the Bonaire Government Victoria Preschool and the Victoria School for Special Education, which were also scheduled to reopen on September 16, will instead reopen on Wednesday, September 18th. Now, here is the schedule. Now, St. Andrew Anglican Secondary, Monday 16th. Bonaire Government, Wednesday 18th. Victoria Preschool, Wednesday 18th. Victoria School for Special Education, Wednesday 18th. Please be guided accordingly. The National Democratic Congress has held another of its series of picketing. This time it was held in Grenville. And of course, they had some of their supporters with placards and talking about issues that are affecting the regular Grenadian, the average man. All right, now they are saying, among other things, some of the issues that they have is with the way the government is handling some cases that come before them, like the MNIB issue. They also spoke about the cell phone cell phone gate, and among other things. Here are some highlights from that march, or protest rather, today.
We live, eh?
Yes. Posting one time?
Live.
Huh?
Live on Facebook.
All right. You see Sheldon the cat? All right then. You know, well, ask me one thing. How are you? You know, go to this show. Face the cargo. Ask me about it.
Okay, good.
Don't forget it.
When did you give away your phone? When did you give away your phone?
Tell me about why you are here.
I'm here because I want to see Sheldon the cat behind bars. And I want people to know we have a very unethical leader. He adores the likes of Sheldon the cat. And I'm not too sure about Heavenly, but the earthly pastor. And if people want good for themselves, and more so their children, they got to begin to think. You don't need more Libera project when it is done in that manner. You need good people, like the good people who saw Sanders from start to finish. You have Libera for another how many months it's in the court. And everybody knows the court in the OECS and in Grenada takes many years. In fact, according to the PM, don't go there.
Andrea said hello. Andrea Durant.
Tell Andrea she's a wonderful woman from St. Mark.
Brother Vince?
Yes, Devin.
Tell us something.
Well, Devin, the time has come for more Grenadians to show their disgust with what is happening. All along, we realize that there is no planning in the country. The economy is bad. The development is taking place in one part of the country. It is not being seen on the tables of the masses. It is not felt in the pockets of the people. But then we have now gone one step further and realized that the corruption that we always spoke about continues. Now that it has been revealed through what we call Cellgate, we realize that thousands and possibly hundreds of thousands of dollars being taken from the treasury and paying the phone bill of one man, a political activist, Sheldon Scott, and others. Then we see the deterioration of press freedom and the last incident with Calistro and the silence of the press. It is frightening what is happening in this country because of the 15-0, which has taken place because of the involvement of groups like Cambridge Analytica and all of these things, the excessive use of money to literally buy an election. So we are hoping that by taking these actions, as small as the numbers may be, it is showing the voice of the people who are afraid of the intimidation, the victimization that is taking place in the country. We are building the awareness so that as time moves along, we will see more and more people taking the position of the National Democratic Congress. We would like them not just to do that, but to come out on Sunday at Telescope, 6 in the evening, and listen to our leadership speaking about the present issues and what is happening with the country. So this is why I am here today, for the awareness.
All right, so folks, they continue, they're picketing. Of course, there will also be another event coming up on Sunday in St. Andrew. We are moving on. Now, folks, the next thing that we have to tell all about, boy, the hospital ship, it is here. Yeah, man, y'all saw the ship, right? Yeah, it's here. It's in our waters, and of course, what they're saying is that you can expect to see some helicopter activities. In fact, there was a release that was sent out today. The Royal Grenada Police Force, the Ministry of Health and Social Security, and the USNS Comfort Hospital ship hereby notifies the general public, they say, that as a result of the Grenada USA Medical Mission Comfort 2019, there'll be an increased helicopter activity in the southern part of the island between the USNS Comfort Hospital ship and the Maurice Bishop International Airport, and that was for today and Saturday, 14 September, respectively. Now, this is necessary, they say, to facilitate the timely transfer, setup, and installment of medical equipment, accessories, and stations in time for the official start of the medical mission on Sunday, 15 September. Please note that during the week of Sunday 15 to Saturday 21st September, persons requiring surgeries may be flown to the ship to facilitate same. The RGPF, the Ministry of Health, and the USNS Comfort Hospital ship solicit the support and understanding of the general public. There's been a lot of skepticism about the ship, and some are saying and believe that there's some sort of ulterior motive for the visit. There's been a lot of skepticism, well, let's see how that's going to play off. They're saying that they expect about 500 persons to visit the ship on a daily basis, and persons who wants to be treated would need to visit the Kiwana James Athletic Stadium and the Trade Center, I believe, to have your name taken, and it will be on a first come, first serve basis. All right, we are moving on, and of course, every Friday we have a feature that we call What's in the Papers. Now, what we do is we try to show some of the headlines and so on, and highlights from some of the newspapers, and then we tell you about it. Okay, so one of the stories that's on the front page is a story on the Grenada Informer, again, that speaks about the Callisto issue. Whether or not Minister of State with responsibility for information and disaster management, Senator Winston Garwe, deliberately roughed up journalist Callisto Ferreira is a matter of debate, but the journalist had filed a report with the Criminal Investigation Department and sought medical attention following the incident. An incident involving the minister and the journalist following Tuesday's post-cabinet press briefing resulted in Ms. Ferreira claiming that she was knocked to the ground by Senator Garwe while he was desperately trying to prevent her from interviewing Minister for Tourism and Civil Aviation and a parliamentary representative for the constituency of St. Mark, Honorable Clarice Modest Cohen. Ms. Ferreira confirmed to the Grenada Informer that she had reported the matter to the police and had medical attention for pain in her hips. The well-known journalist said she was quite shocked by the minister's behavior, since she was simply trying to interview Minister Modest Cohen, an interview Mrs. Cohen was willing to grant. Ferreira said she had been limited to one question at the briefing since she was about to ask a question. Press Secretary Philomena Robertson opted to entertain online questions instead and then moved to another reporter. Ignore her indication she had another question and then ended the session. However, she had earlier alerted the St. Mark MP that she intended to ask a question to a student of the St. Mark Secondary School on the first day of school, and the poor response of the St. Mark police to the incident. The minister had indicated that he was prepared to deal with the question. The journalist said that since she was not allowed to address the question during the briefing, she attempted to interview the minister afterwards. Minister Garwe, who had not participated in the press briefing, however, intervened and directed the minister not to grant the interview, since Ms. Ferreira should have asked the question during the press briefing. The press secretary supported his position. According to Ms. Ferreira, and supported by the audio recording she made of the incident, Minister Modest Cohen asked Senator Garwe, quote, "Are you sure you don't want me to answer the question? Because I can, I can," unquote. Senator Garwe, she said, insisted on her female colleague to the door and making sure that she does not grant the interview. When he had succeeded in getting the female minister out the door, he positioned himself, they say, in the doorway so Ferreira couldn't get out, even while Minister Modeste Cohen seemed to be still trying to convince him that she was prepared to grant the interview. Ms. Ferreira said while she was trying to get past Minister Garway to meet the St. Mark MP outside of the corridor, she swung his arm and body around, making contact and causing her to lose her balance and fall. The journalist said that after she had fallen, the minister stood over her and he could be heard on tape saying, quote, "You are a liar. You are a liar. I never touched you. You are evil. I rebuke that evil spirit in you. You are a liar." The press secretary could also be heard denying that had made contact with Ferreira. However, later that evening, Minister Garway was heard to tell another journalist that Ms. Ferreira had walked into him. Ms. Ferreira insisted that the weight of the minister in his enthusiasm to keep her from interviewing his colleague is what knocked her to the ground. She poised that the Minister Garway seemed to be at the heart of the administration's media intimidation machinery, and that he was wrong to plant between her and the Minister Modeste Cohen and try to physically prevent the interview. Up to press time, there had been no official word on the incident, neither from the government nor from the Media Workers Association of Grenada. Although President of the association, Sherry Noel, was in the room when the whole thing transpired, she claimed that she had not seen how it progressed. Ms. Ferreira on the floor. This right reached to Senator Garway for his take on the incident, that he was in no position to talk to the media at the moment. However, he issued an warning that if anyone were to write anything to incriminate him, he would be taking action. Legally, I suppose. The article ends. Okay, so I read it at length, and that's it. Right? All right. Is there something wrong? I see somebody said that there's some sort of scratching. Okay, just you guys just give me a minute. Let me see if I can fix that. All right. Yeah. I hope this has been rectified. You can let me know if you guys are getting a better feed. All right. I do apologize for that. Okay. If you all are getting a better feed, please let me know. Again, I apologize for that. We are moving on. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank approves sale of Scotia Bank in 6 countries. That's one of the news items that's been making the rounds. In fact, we have posted that story on our website for persons who are interested on that. But yeah, they are saying that it has been approved. The sale of Scotiabank to Republic Financial Holdings Limited, RFHL. It has been approved in 6 Eastern Caribbean countries. As discussions continue between the Canadian bank and the government of Antigua and Barbuda. You understand? So people, let's see how that one will go. Yeah, y'all hear me better now? No. Yeah, I really am sorry for that. Yes, Mikey, it was very scratchy. Oh, shoot, man. Anyway, we are moving on. I don't know, man. I don't know. So I didn't tell me that earlier. Yeah, all they have me reading thing. Eh? Anyway, you know what I think? Now is a good time to do. Now is a good time for me to take drink. Nah, man. Nah, man. Watch trouble. See, all the trouble doesn't set up like rain. Now. Watch how we partner dress up well nice. Appear to have paid for the drink, alright? And while the cashier seemed to have moved from the station, he quickly positioned himself where he can steal some of the top shelf drinks, like premium, vodka and all kind of thing, people. You understand? Yeah, no star. You see, you can't judge the book by the cover, or you can't judge a man by his clothes. Well dressed, you might be saying the man is a lawyer, you don't see put up all the book on. Yeah, no. You will say the man might be some kind of attorney who could get you out of trouble. Well, look, trouble now. You're telling me? All your cricket and more cricket, but the thing nice, the Jamaican Talawas. They go down 3 in a row in the 2019 Caribbean Premier League cricket tournament. Last night they were beaten by our team, the St. Lucia Zooks, with Andre Fletcher on there. You know what I mean? Talawa batted first, registered 170 for 5 with the universe boss Chris Gale Opma, the captain. He was out for a duck. His partner, wicketkeeper Glenn Phillips, pulled 58. You understand? Powell 44. You understand? Now, they thought what they got was enough. You put up a nice score and you think that was good enough. Nothing no go so. Andre Fletcher, opening bat with Cornwall, mash up the place in a partnership of 111. Telling you, you understand, Cornwall was the first to go with a top score of 75. He was named man of the match. There was no ball that they could have bowled to Cornwall. He's 6 and 4 and 6 and 4. He knocked a total of 4 4s and 8 6s, people. You're telling me? Cricket and lovely cricket. The Caribbean Premier League, and we're supporting our very own Andre Fletcher. People, let's take a quick break. I don't want to take too long. When we come back, we have our entertainment piece, we have the weather, and we have the national report.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
For me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
They're coming from near and far to blaze the gospel in song. Saturday, October 26th, Grenada National Stadium. Get ready to break every chain. Featuring for the first time in Grenada, Grammy Award-winning gospel artist Tasha Cobbs. And live from Jamaica, the sensational Jermaine Edwards. And many more. Tickets on sale now at gotofet.com. Stay tuned to this station for more info.
It's my money.
It's my money.
It's my money, and I need it now.
Grenada, come get your money. Oh, and did I mention 2 cars? Get ready for the massive Cars and Cash Mega Bingo, where you can win 2 sleek Suzuki Swift sports cars plus $40,000 in cash.
Wow!
an event you don't want to miss. Sunday, October 6th at the National Stadium from 5 p.m. Get your tickets for only $60 for one or $100 for two. Just imagine, on Sunday, October 6th, you can walk to the venue and drive away in a Suzuki Swift sports car plus $40,000 in cash at the massive Cars and Cash Mega Bingo. Sponsored by Carol, Glenelg, Mikey Live, GoToVet.com, and Waggy T Rentals and Sound Company.
That's right. As we move on, folks, we've been giving you some of the best entertainment that we have here in Grenada. But I want to take a trip right now to the Sister Isle, Carriacou, and feature a young man I think is Grenada's next big thing. I've been feeling that way about this gentleman for the past 5 years, and he has never failed me in terms of my expectation of him. It is just us as the audience that is taking a little while to really gravitate to his style of music. Now this guy has since last year I think has really warmed the hearts of a lot of people who look for good music and video production. His name in the music arena is Slaughter.
Roma me falling like a waterfall. Falling, yes, I'm falling down. It had me falling like a waterfall. I feel too fly, I feel too fly, I drink the rum me head gun. Hope the girl before she man. She wind up on the big done. Hope she on like a exam. Cause rum drinking like lime juice. I take 2 shots, now I turn loose. I walk in any girl I pass and I play in the mother. Oh gosh, I frost. Watch on the girl, them sweet just like a pancake. I want you bend down now and make me thing shake. Body bouncing like a volleyball. And when I drink rum, I stay on all. Honky night, honky night, honky night, honky night. I feel too fly, I feel too fly. Honky night, honky night. I drink the rum me head gun. Hope the girl before she man. She wind up on the big done. Hope she on like a exam. Cause girl, I'm in the zone. Cocking up, walking up, shaking up. Another in my zone. Drinking up, jumping up, bumping up. Watch on the girl, them sweet just like a pancake. I want you and them now and make me thing shake. Body bouncing like a volleyball. And when I drink rum, I stay on all. Honky night, honky night, honky night, honky night. I feel too fly, I feel too fly. Honky night, honky night. I drink the rum me head gun. Hope the girl before she man. She wind up on the big done. Hope she on like a exam. Cause Roma me falling like a waterfall. Falling, yes, I'm falling down. It had me falling like a waterfall. Honky night, honky night, honky night, honky night. I feel too fly, I feel too fly. Honky night, honky night. I drink the rum me head gun.
Carriacou, this is Slaughter. He is the next big thing for Grenada. Believe it or not, he is not going to fail us. We just have to continue to support him. I see the love came in a bit this year and last year, and he needs more of that to get where he needs to go. I think it's the energy from the people that is going to propel these young artists to get to where they want to go. This is Slaughter out of Carriacou and Petit Mornique as we conclude the entertainment segment for tonight. Folks, as we move on, the next thing that we have for you for tonight is the National Report.
Prime Minister says government is clear on intentions to improve operations of cabinet. Details to this story and more in the national report. Welcome back. With the details to the news for Friday, September 13th, I am Sherry Ann Noel. Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell says the new cabinet manual, which was approved 3 months ago, speaks to the clear intentions of his administration to improve the operations of cabinet. He was addressing his cabinet colleagues and permanent secretaries at the start of a workshop to implement the new cabinet procedures. Pointing out that it took a significant amount of time and resources to get to this stage, Dr. Mitchell urged cabinet members to adhere to the rules to effectively perform their required duties.
The benefits of the procedural changes included in the new cabinet manual include more strategic cabinet meetings, colleagues with smaller agendas, less time spent on routine issues, more time for in-depth discussion on how to address our nation's major priorities as reflected in the government's medium-term agenda and other developmental plans.
The manual also includes text on a new process for proposed legislation and for more consultations in preparing policy proposals. He says further consultations will ensure sound decisions are taken, with all sectors working together to achieve common goals.
The revised template, therefore, for cabinet submissions must prompt ministers to include evidence, and therefore ministers have to insist that their permanent secretary do no less. Provide evidence and analysis to support those proposals so that we can be assured that we be choosing the most effective options and can implement it with adequate resources and management. It also would include a summary of preparation of a summary of implementation plans. It's no point. We'll come up with the best decisions and policy, initiative, and activities. And then the implementation is not there.
Dr. Mitchell says once understood and implemented in the right format, the end product will be a stronger cabinet secretariat. The workshop sought to assist ministries through their ministers and permanent secretaries to utilize the most important templates required under the new procedures for submissions to cabinet. The project was initiated in 2017 by Cabinet with support from the World Bank, and the new manual was approved in June of 2019. Cabinet Secretary Mrs. Beryl Isaac says while the new manual is consistent with the practices of countries with a cabinet system similar to that in Grenada, it is suited to our context.
Today's engagement is part of our change management strategy that was developed jointly with Dr. Johnston, and we will be reaching out to different levels of the public service in sessions like this one to secure widespread acceptance of and compliance with the procedures in the manual. It will soon become evident through this engagement that the new manual emphasizes greater use of evidence in preparing policy proposals for cabinet submissions.
The initiative, she says, was born out of the realization that there is need for greater efficiency and effectiveness in the delivery of public services.
At a time characterized by resource constraints and increasing citizens' demands, it is critical that we examine and improve our practices to make the best use of our resources and deliver better services to our people. The new Cabinet Procedures Manual is the product of an attempt to do just that. In 2017 and the years following, the Cabinet Office received technical assistance from the World Bank to conduct a comprehensive review of the Cabinet procedures. This process was inclusive and incorporated the inputs of ministers and permanent secretaries. The review was led by the World Bank consultant, Dr. Mark Johnson, who has extensive knowledge of cabinet systems, having worked, and he's still working, with several cabinets throughout the world.
David Hopkins, Acting Policy Development Officer in the Cabinet Office, told the ministers and permanent secretaries that it is important to see the workshop in the context of the roles and functions of the office, the highest administrative office in the public service.
Therefore, we are the center of excellence. Basically, Cabinet Office is expected to support the Prime Minister and his cabinet in effectively delivering on government's programs. The Cabinet Office is responsible for coordinating the effective implementation of government policies, systems, and procedures, and the overall performance of the public service for efficient administration of government.
Dr. Johnston Mark, World Bank advisor and consultant who was instrumental in developing the new Cabinet Manual of Procedures, encouraged the ministers and permanent secretaries to use every opportunity to engage on any aspects of the text needing clarity.
But it's been very much a joint effort. There have been quite a number of the changes that are in this new manual are initiatives of the Cabinet Office, not from me. Hoping that you all contribute enthusiastically to this day. There's quite a bit of time spent on the program of people making contributions and working things through. And I would particularly like to thank everyone for the opportunity to be here.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight candles will do thin stuff. Garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
Welcome back. A two-member delegation from the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation in Agriculture wrapped up a 3-day visit to Grenada on Friday as part of moves to provide additional support in the modernization of this country's agriculture sector. Details in this story by Mina Booker, Public Relations Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture.
The mission provided an opportunity for ICA to get a better understanding of some of the challenges the agriculture sector faces, so as to put in context the significance of the contributions made to the Marabou Abattoir.
ICA sees itself as an integral partner to ensure that we respond to the priority needs of the member states as it relates to what are the challenges and the key issues that will advance the agricultural sector. There are various ways in which we see we add value to working with our member states. For example, we have technical experts, we have a lot of research material, and one of the things the Minister highlighted this morning was the whole question of R&D, research and development. We have networks with various institutions, other international, regional institutions, as well as community groups. We also have some resources that we get from our member states, as well as we mobilize from other institutions, donor agencies that we can bring to support the various countries. In particular, we have provided some support to this abattoir as one of the, I wouldn't say flagship, but one of the initiatives we have made a commitment to supporting the government of Grenada.
That's Ms. Beverly Best, ICA's Director of External and Institutional Relations. The ICA delegation met with ministers and permanent secretaries of the Ministry of Agriculture and Foreign Affairs respectively. Following a meeting with the Minister of Agriculture and Lands, Honorable Yolan Bain Hosford, on Thursday 12th September, the delegation, comprising of Ms. Beverly Best and Mr. Greg Rollins, ICA's representative in the Eastern Caribbean, ECS, visited the Marabou Abattoir, a facility that ICA has been supporting. They were accompanied by Mr. Derek Charles, ICA's national specialist in Grenada. ICA became involved in the project in 2018 when a request was made by the Ministry of Agriculture for technical support. Mr. Greg Rollins, ICA's representative in the Eastern Caribbean, based in St. Lucia, foresees that the abattoir will contribute to an increased production in livestock.
I think the abattoir is in fairly good shape. It is a facility that really would allow for the expansion of the livestock industry here in Grenada. Obviously, there's a need for some work to be done, and this is what ICA is doing. We are working with the government of the Ministry of Agriculture and with other agencies to see how we can help to get the abattoir to a point where it's at, state of the art, but also serve as a basis, most importantly, for the increase in the production of livestock.
In June of this year, the organization conducted an assessment of the equipment of the facility and exposed several workers at the abattoir to safety regulations when using equipment. Chief Livestock and Veterinary Officer Dr. Keemond Cummings expressed the ministry's gratitude for ICA's continued support.
I want to say thank you to Ms. Bess and Mr. Rollins for the visit here today. The ministry is committed to working with ICA. ICA has been a partner with the Ministry of Agriculture for quite a long time, and we continue to be working with ICA. ICA has continued to keep supporting us, and we are really grateful to have these two delegates here from ICA today.
For the Ministry of Agriculture's Public Relations Unit, I am Mina Booker.
The U.S. Navy hospital ship USNS Comfort is now in Grenada waters, in preparation for its week-long assignment administering free medical care to Grenadians from September 15th to 20th. Dr. Francis Martin, Senior Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health, says they have been conducting discussions for about 2 months in preparation for the visit, and having done due diligence are satisfied that all on board are qualified to provide professional medical care to Grenadians. While people will be required to visit the Trade Center, Kirani James Athletic Stadium for screening, there is a list of people at the General Hospital in need of surgery who will be automatically taken to the ship.
The ship would be for more serious services and surgeries, especially surgeries that have been pre-arranged. In the General Hospital, we have a waiting list of persons needing surgeries for cataracts and hernias and so on. We've sat with the medical director and went through the list of persons who were on the waiting lists, 18 months to get surgery. And we've sorted those out and see some of those who can receive surgeries under the ship. Those have been listed. They will be called during the day today and tomorrow. And they are expected to come to the stadium tomorrow so that the surgeons on the ship can actually get to see them and look at them and make sure that they're ready for surgery. And first thing Sunday morning, their surgeries will be given to them, and those are people who are pre-arranged at the General Hospital. There are some people who probably are not pre-arranged at the General Hospital, but you know you're a person who needs that kind of surgery. You don't have to wait to be called from the hospital. You can come down to the site, and once you're deemed requiring the service, they'll take you out to the ship.
The ship will conduct approximately 100 on-board surgeries, provide medical services at the 2 land-based medical walk-in sites, and support community outreach to address public health issues. On-board surgeries will fall under the categories of ophthalmology, general surgery, orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, wound care, and urology. Adult medical services, pediatric medical services, dental, physical therapy, and dermatology will be offered at the walk-in medical sites, which will operate from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day on a first-come, first-served basis. Dr. Martin says all is in place to ensure adequate follow-up care where necessary.
At the exit of the ship after surgery, we have Grenadian healthcare providers who are going to take a note of everybody receiving surgery and to be able to plan their follow-up management. And it's very critical because the Grenadian healthcare providers understand the systems very well. And of course, the follow-up will take place either at the general hospital or the community clinic, depending on the circumstances of their surgeries.
The visit of the USNS Comfort is part of the ship's 5-month deployment to Latin America and the Caribbean on a medical assistance mission. And with this, we come to the end of the National Report for Friday, September 13, 2019. Recapping the top story, Prime Minister says government is clear on intentions to improve operations of Cabinet. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Sharian Noel, thanking you for viewing.
Thank you very much, Sharian, and that's it for the National Report. Let's take a look at the weather. It is expected to be mostly fair tonight. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate, waves up to 5 feet in open waters. And the tides were supposed to be low just around 9:15 p.m. And that's your weather report. And before we part ways, I'd like to say hello to Angel, Monica, Shireen, Zaka, Eugenia, Noreen, Nikki, Kirin, and again Patsy, Kevin, Ezran, Denelson. Did I say Noreen? Did I say Sharon? Did I say Daria? Ernesto. Where's Doria? I haven't seen Doria in a while. And basically everybody on the program, Marilyn, Rose, and Hazel, and even all the folks who are on Suzette and the folks, the members of the Mikey Life Helping Hand Foundation, Canada, USA, and Grenada. Blessings to you guys, all right? And of course, I'd like to say hello to the folks who are tuned in on WPG10, that is channels 10 and 11. All right, so blessings to you guys as well. God's blessings on everyone. All right, guys, so that's it. Take care of yourselves. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say ja. No. Have a great weekend, everybody. Goodbye.